I'm Sean, and I'm playing the Presto from Bach's First Sonata. What?
Did you remember to turn it on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see you do that. So, yeah.
Great job. I love how you're filling the room with your sound. Sometimes it feels like you're pressing a little bit too hard. Maybe try using a little flatter hair with this, but also maybe thinking more about pulling the string down and pushing the string up instead of like pressing into the string. And I think maybe you can add in a little bit more quieter dynamics just to give contrast to your great big sound, and take a little bit more time at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Great job. It's going really well.
Thanks.
Great job, Sean. Yeah, the sound was really coming through, and your intonation's really good too. I'm actually going to disagree with one thing that Angel said. I don't think you necessarily need to use flat hair, but rather maybe think about, or when you practice this, maybe think about playing everything in a much lower dynamic level. I think when you do that, you can kind of see like how much bow you need to use. And so when you play it at a faster tempo, or say your performance tempo, I think it'd become much easier to move your elbow, to move your entire arm during the entire movement. So basically, I think maybe trying to find a way where you can be a little bit more agile, so that once this becomes more agile, then the fingers can line up a lot better. So, yeah, thanks. Good job, Ian.
No, I was impressed how well you controlled tempo. Like, it felt like, wow, so precise. Sometimes a little bit too precise, meaning that like I didn't have time to go from like a musical moment to the other, like a moment of stop. I know it's like a perpetual motion, but like some sort of like rest, like even for a millisecond. And one other thing is, I felt sometimes there were a few unwanted accents, which I understand that you want to emphasize certain notes, but sometimes like we need to like de-emphasize them to make the emphasized notes sound more important. Otherwise, it kind of sounds all important, and we miss the counterpoint, meaning like the hidden counterpoint. That's just it. Good job.
Thanks.
Great. It's good to hear you. You're playing very well. You're playing a lot more boldly than the last time I heard you play. How did you pick your tempo?
Well, the reason I chose this tempo is because I had faster tempos, but it always sounded way too sloppy. And then I think I might have also played this a bit slower sometimes, and that helped like emphasize certain notes. I don't know, I thought it was a good in-between, but still like in performance, it was still at a tempo where I felt kind of like, it's hard, I just felt like I kind of didn't really have time to think the whole time, because like, I don't know, it was my first time playing it, I can't.
Sure.
Performance
Well, I thought
situations,
that, I mean, like you were maybe a little worried about the memory. The memory was great. There's a couple of places where you're playing E flats that are E natural.
Yeah, I haven't wanted.
Flats.
Yeah.
Maybe go back through the video in the second half especially to look for those. I think that when you want to play faster, I suspect that what makes it feel messy is that you're trying to move the tempo without changing the size of your playing. So like right now you have a really good, especially when you're playing bigger dynamics, you're using, good amount of bow. Sometimes it's a little overpressed, but that's something to listen for and continue to develop your sensitivity for the contact that you use in any given bow speed. But if you don't shrink that amount of bow when you go faster, then it feels messy, because you're trying to move through more bow than you have time to.
Mm-hmm.
So as a result, you have to kind of, in order to do that, you have to move it with such a speed that it doesn't stay very attached to the string. So then the quality of the sound itself gets messy, and then also because you're just sort of preoccupied with pushing this back and forth, the coordination with the left hand gets a little bit lost in the shuffle as well. So try, when you practice this again, try moving faster, but looking for a scale of motion that makes the faster tempo feel easier than this. Mentally you have to move faster, but physically when you move faster and you make smaller motions, physically it should actually get easier. That's what to look for. Okay, great. Thank